his accolades have to be arenas, but like he's talking shit and I'm talking shit, so the fight should get made. But I just feel like the more I'm talking shit, the more he's backing off. And it's like, I'm the bigger guy, and he knows I've got power. Okay, yeah, is he a better boxer? Yeah, he is, but I just know with MMA fights and stuff like that, I have to get him out of there. So I called it on, just sat there doing the yawn and going, I was like, oh, you're doing all that yawn thing and that, like, well, what are you doing, mate? It's like, just get in the ring and face me, like, you're chatting that you're going to beat MMA fights, so you can be back me.
Let's do it, but the little shithouse ran away. He left the arena before I could even get him in the ring. Little crazy fucking turd. Where is he at? He's a parcel, that guy. Mate, that guy's a parcel.
I don't know, I think, Darren's got some anger issues. I think he just wants to fight everybody. I don't think he even wants the money, he just wants to fight people. Let him at him.
Darren Till's explosive personality has spilled far beyond the cage, this time into a public airport confrontation that has shaken the combat sports world. Reports claim Till approached Carl Froch after Froch declined a proposed boxing match, triggering a wave of tension, heated reactions, and non-stop debate among fans and analysts alike. What should have been a simple refusal suddenly turned into full-blown drama, proving that some rivalries don't need a ring to ignite. Till has been vocal about his frustration. From his perspective, the situation is straightforward. He offered a fight, Froch turned it down, and now he believes the former champion is avoiding the challenge. Till openly admits that Froch is the more accomplished boxer, but he insists that his MMA background, physical strength, and knockout power would make the fight dangerous for anyone, even a legend. In his mind, skill differences don't matter when raw aggression and unpredictability enter the equation, but not everyone is convinced. Many observers see Till's behavior as less about competition and more about uncontrolled intensity. Strongman Eddie Hall described Till as someone who doesn't seem motivated by money or legacy, but by a constant urge to fight. According to Hall, Till looks like a man who would step into combat with anyone, anywhere, simply because he thrives on confrontation. That kind of mindset can be thrilling for fans, but also deeply reckless. Carl Froch represents the complete opposite approach.
Somebody who can't fight in the boxing ring like Darren Till. He might be decent in the MMA world, I don't know. I mean, I've seen him been choked out and KO'd a few times, so I don't know how good he is. So I'm not having a go. But in the boxing ring, I thought I'd need at least a month in the gym. So I turned it down, and I should have probably took it, to be honest, because I think I'd have only needed a couple of rounds of shadow boxing to deal with Darren Till. He's not a fighter, he's not a boxer. It's not happening, I'm not fighting. This ain't a call out. Don't know any idiots coming back saying, calling out Darren Till, I'm not. But, listen, it's an easy job.
Fight Carl Froch, and we know very well what Carl Froch is. I'm a realist, Coogan. Carl Froch is one of the best British fighters we've ever produced. He's a fucking animal. He's an animal. He was just behind Calzaghe and shit like that. He's an animal, and he is an hard cunt. But that don't mean anything. I will fight that motherfucking big nose cunt any day of the week. Just don't get it twisted with me. We've got real beef. He wanted me on a show this week. I legged him. Like, it could happen if he wants to fight.
The former unified world champion built his career on discipline, patience, and calculated violence. Known as the Cobra, Froch faced elite opponents throughout his career and emerged as one of Britain's most respected fighters. Now retired for years, he has repeatedly stated that he has no desire to return to the ring for novelty fights or publicity clashes. For him, boxing isn't street chaos. It's a profession that demands preparation, respect, and purpose. Froch explained that stepping into the ring without a proper training camp would be irresponsible. Even for a legend, conditioning, timing, and sharpness are critical. He acknowledged that he would need significant time to prepare, especially against a younger, active athlete. Without that preparation, the risk outweighs any potential reward. Other boxing voices strongly support Froch's stance. Analysts point out that while Till is a dangerous combat athlete, professional boxing is a completely different discipline. Froch spent decades mastering footwork, distance control, defensive awareness, and punch selection at the highest level. Those skills don't simply vanish with age. Experience, particularly championship experience, creates instincts that can neutralize raw aggression. Some experts even argue that Till's biggest weapon, his intensity, could become his greatest weakness inside a boxing ring. Wild pressure without technical structure often leads to mistakes, openings, and counters. Froch made a career out of punishing exactly that kind of reckless energy.
I was actually offered the fight with Darren Till. Mum's tailor phoned me up and said to me, look, I'll offer you the fight. One bad little bit of, thought to myself, I need at least 4 weeks in the gym, and it was over Christmas, and I'm busy with the family, I go away, I've been skiing, I've been travelling around, I've been doing a lot, and I thought, I'm only going to have a week actually from being back on UK soil to actually getting in the ring, and I thought 1 week's probably not enough, even for the Cobra, former unified world champ Hall of Famer, to go in there and bash up somebody who can't fight in the boxing ring like Darren Till. He might be decent in the MMA world, I don't know. I mean, I've seen him been choked out and KO'd a few times, so I don't know how good he is, so I'm not having a go. But in the boxing ring, I thought I'd need at least a month in the gym, so I turned...
Till and Froch, I don't like ex-fighters, especially legends, going in and fighting some YouTuber, right? Now, Till is not that, right? Till is a UFC fighter who has taken his craft to boxing, and he's a talented boxer. I mean, I don't think he's even by his own admissions, I don't think he can go in and mix it with the best in the world, but he can fight, you know. I mean, you can see that because he's cruising through the levels of those other guys, the UFC fighters who just turn over like Rockhold or whatever his name was, right? I love the fight. I love the fight because, and you know why I love the fight? Because I know Froch, right? And I know this is real.
But if Carl did do it, I think Carl would smash him. But I just don't think he will do it because he's got that memory, he's got that something about him that he's at an age where he's still physically fit enough and strong enough if he commits himself to the preparation.
However, the age question cannot be ignored. Froch has been out of competitive action for over a decade, while Till is still relatively young and battle-tested. Youth brings stamina, speed, recovery, and the ability to absorb punishment, factors that can dramatically shift a fight's dynamics. Even the greatest champions eventually slow down, and ring rust is a real phenomenon. This creates a fascinating what-if scenario. Would Froch's technical mastery and experience dismantle Till's aggression? Or would Till's youth and unpredictability overwhelm a retired legend? Froch himself has hinted that with a full training camp, he would feel confident handling the matchup. His belief in his abilities hasn't faded. Yet confidence alone isn't enough to justify a comeback. He has already achieved financial security, global recognition, and Hall of Fame status. There is no unfinished chapter demanding closure. For Till, however, the stakes are completely different. A victory over a legendary boxer would instantly elevate his reputation in the boxing world and prove that MMA fighters can compete at elite levels. Even a competitive performance could open doors to major crossover bouts, massive paydays, and renewed relevance. In many ways, Till has everything to gain and very little to lose.
Crazy. And he's scary. He's a scary, intimidating man. I don't know if it's a Liverpudlian accent or knowing that he could take this to the ground and finish you that way. I feel like these MMA guys are scary because they know that they are the toughest guys on the street, right? It's not just, you know, back in the day, the baddest man on the planet was the boxer. It's not that anymore, is it? I don't know who they're going to find to fight him.
Carl Froch?
I mean, there was a bit of a
fight him. Do you not think?
Well, Carl's not fought for 11 years. I know he still looks great and he hits the bag, but no one's hit him with small gloves for 11 years. And, you know, Darren Till's a young 32. I'm not quite sure. Liam McCourt. Take care,
Nice to see you. Thanks for looking after me. Bye.
Money. The old Bunsen burner. I'm thinking to myself, hang on a minute. They're giving money away here with these fights because Darren Till's absolutely fucking useless. I'm not being funny. Listen, I'm talking about professional boxing level. At the level he's at, he's done all right. He's got decent balance. Throws a decent backhand from the southpaw stance. But
in the ring, Carl Froch, unbelievable fighter. Darren Till knows that. Carl Froch is an older version of himself now. Been out the ring a long time. Whether he wants to fight again is a different story. But look, I would love to see it now. Yeah, on the street, it's a no-brainer, to be honest with you.
So bigger, heavier, potentially, probably not stronger than me. I'm a machine.
Yeah.
I'm like genetically gifted and all that.
And it only takes one punch. And they're not good defensive fighters anyway. They, you know, they go for the okey doke. You know what that means?
Yeah.
Give him one of those.
Give him a little feint.
Yeah.
Couple of feints, good foot movement, walking into a shot.
Yeah.
Probably dominate him with a jab.
They don't know about body shots either.
So what are you thinking? Easy work for the Cobra?
Easy work for the Cobra. Can I be your coach, please?
Jump in the corner, man. Easy money for the Lewis machine.
Yeah. I want to be his coach.
Let's have a team,
all right,
man.
Just go out there and knock him.
Then that to everyone. I'm here to do what I'm here to do. And I couldn't give a fuck if I bumped into John Fury and the family in the street now, because it's on them what they want to do. They're more asked about me than I'm asked about them, so if they want it, I'll have it with every fucking single one of them in the street, and I'll get my head completely
Paul's a genuine, like, world champion level fighter, and he's actually bigger than you'd think, right, when you meet him. He's a lot younger than John, and his peak was outrageously good, right? And he's kept himself in shape. And even now, I remember having a chat with Eddie Hearn, like, about, like, you know, what fighter you've met is, like, the toughest fighter. And he said to me, like, if I'm ever in a bit of bother, the man I want standing next to me at a pub or whatever is called
years plus since he's boxed. So 10 years ago, he would have smashed Darren Till all over the shop, right? And I think Darren actually, like, for all Darren's madness, he's not an idiot. I think he knows that. But 10 years on, and not having took a punch in 10 years, and definitely gone a bit softer, because that's just life, it all of a sudden becomes, dare I say, a bit of a 50-50.
Froch versus Till. I don't know, man. He's 48 years old now, Froch. You know, he looks good when he takes a picture, you know, with a moody lighting after a few abs and that. But Darren Till, he's still fighting, isn't he? He still knows what it's like to get punched in the teeth. It's been a while since Froch's been punched in the teeth. So I think he does well. I think it sells. I think if he wants to do it, he should do it. But I got a feeling Froch don't want it. I don't think Froch wants it. I think he says he wants it, but when it comes down to it, he don't want it.
But I just thought I'd get the opinion of people that I respect. So I spoke to Rob McCracken, my old coach, and the feedback was positive, more positive than what I thought it would be. I actually broke contact with Eddie Hearn, so there's a bit more to develop on that front. I've also been speaking to Callis Allen, who's really keen.
That imbalance explains why he continues to push so aggressively for the fight. His bold statements, confrontational attitude, and refusal to back down keep the story alive, ensuring that fans and media remain invested. Supporters see courage and confidence. Critics see desperation and attention-seeking. At its core, this situation highlights one of combat sports' most compelling contrasts. Raw aggression versus refined mastery. Youthful hunger versus seasoned wisdom. Chaos versus control. Froch's refusal doesn't feel like fear, it feels like selectivity. Fighters who have already conquered the sport don't chase validation. They protect their legacy and only step back into danger if the reward truly justifies the risk. And perhaps that's the real story here. This isn't just about whether Till could beat Froch, or vice versa. It's about two completely different philosophies colliding. One fighter is driven by the urge to prove himself against anyone. The other has already proven everything, and sees no reason to gamble it away. Whether the fight ever happens or not, the drama has already captured global attention. Fans are debating outcomes, imagining scenarios, and questioning motives on both sides. In today's combat sports landscape, sometimes the conversation itself becomes bigger than the fight. But if these two ever did share a ring, it wouldn't just be a contest of punches. It would be a clash between eras, mindsets, and identities. The relentless challenger versus the accomplished champion who knows exactly what he's worth. Until then, the tension remains unresolved, hanging in the air like a fight announcement that never quite arrives, yet refuses to disappear. If you like this video, so don't forget to subscribe this channel.
But I just thought I'd get the opinion of people that I respect. So I spoke to Rob McCracken, my old coach, and the feedback was positive, more positive than what I thought it would be. I actually broke contact with Eddie Hearn, so there's a bit more to develop on that front. I've also been speaking to Callis Allen, who's really keen because
interview with one of the main men of the zone, saying, look, there is an appetite there. So now the conversation is, will Carl do it? Carl's saying, give me 6 weeks, I'll smash him. Carl won't do it. Carl doesn't need to do it. Carl's got mad money, as he says. And the thing is that I think will keep him out is ego. God forbid he went in with Till and